And welcome to the Football First, the show that is all about stats, facts and opinions, as I have to read this because I forget everything. Before we start, I'm Chris, I'm the host, aka Mitchell at Football. What?
I only want to be called Hopkins.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Alright, just who we have here, we have James, and me and Hopkins have come up with the name that he's the aka the League One specialist, as he is a Pompey fan. And we have Ryan, but he's known as Hopkins, because no one calls him Ryan.
Don't mention my team.
And unfortunately he is a Man United fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. You won't see us all, well, you've probably seen me every week. And maybe one of these two every week, but we have a couple more people who'll be coming on and random guests. Yeah, so this channel is mostly about Premier League football. That's pretty much what the channel is. Obviously it's early days, so it might seem a bit stop-start. You should see this setup. It's quite ghetto. And yeah, but anyway, we're going to start with the Liverpool-Leicester game. So that was the early kickoff on Saturday. Liverpool won the game 2-1 with goals from Firmino and Mane, and Leicester coming from a goal from Ghazali, I think his name is. Pronunciation, by the way, is going to be terrible. So let us know in the comments down below if we are saying it wrong. Which is actually his first goal for Leicester since moving there. And we'll kick off with some stats first. So Leicester actually had 51% possession to Liverpool's 49%, which is actually quite weird because Liverpool normally dominate possession. Would you agree?
Yeah,
they pretty much do.
Especially
especially the first few games. Maybe not so much the Brighton game, I guess. Leicester actually had 12 shots, 5 on target to Liverpool 10, with only 4 on target, which again is quite low for Liverpool, I'd say. They were away, and Leicester are quite a good team at home. And Leicester actually outpassed Liverpool.
That's a shot.
Yeah, they actually outpassed Liverpool. They had 496 passes to Liverpool's 474, which doesn't seem a lot.
You still outpassed them.
But for a team to outpass Liverpool nowadays is actually quite a big thing. So let's get on with it. So does the other stats show that Liverpool were not the best team?
Well, I thought Liverpool were good in a way.
It was a very even game.
Yeah,
I don't think Liverpool necessarily deserved to win it.
The trouble is Leicester was so solid. They had 2 banks of 4, so they had the back 4, and they had the midfield as well. So the space in between the defence and midfield, where Firmino, Mane, and Salah all thrive.
Yeah.
They just had no room to play creativity whatsoever. Link it up with Firmino, link it up with everyone. They just couldn't play, couldn't get it behind.
I think, as I didn't know if I said I'm a Liverpool fan. First half, I think we might have just edged it literally down to because we scored 2 goals.
Yeah.
I think second half, especially leading up to the goal, Leicester were the better team, and they were definitely the better team after. But I think the difference is this year so far with Liverpool, with that game and the Brighton game, we probably would have lost those games last year or drawn them. They're the kind of games that
you got a much better stubbornness this year.
The pressure would normally get to Liverpool.
More of a backbone.
Yeah, definitely. So next one up is Mo Salah was actually subbed off in the 70th minute. Did he look tired, or did Leicester just literally have what he was doing, have his numbers?
Managed him well, as I said. With the 2 banks of 4, there was no room to manoeuvre, no room to move the ball, running behind because they were sitting quite far back in a way. They just couldn't.
But they weren't too deep though, I didn't think either. They weren't what people like Brighton. They sat behind the ball
right on their 18-yard box. But no, Leicester came up a little bit. They gave hardly no manoeuvrability to move the ball quickly, like what they want to do.
Yeah,
spaces in behind the left back and right back.
I think Maguire learnt as well from last season, especially. I think it was I don't think it was the Anfield game. I think it was the game at Leicester. Mo Salah turned him. He got too tight, and Mo Salah turned him. Yeah. And I think one of the goals actually came from Maguire being turned. Because I remember he grabbed his Under Armour as well.
Yeah.
And I think Maguire definitely learned from learned from last season not to get tight on him.
Definitely.
I still think he did look a bit tired though.
I'd say so. I think they stifled the counter attack though as well. Leicester.
They got back into shape.
Salah's pace.
I definitely think the whole team looked quite tired from the Liverpool side. I think Leicester looked...
After 4 games though. Could he be tired?
Yeah, but you got to think a lot of the team were playing in the World Cup. I know a few of them came out early, but I think the high intensity that they play with a couple of new players.
It does take it out.
I had another question in though. Joe Gomez at centre back. What do you think?
Well, him and Van Dijk together, I think that's a decent pairing so far.
Do you think that Van Dijk should then partner Lovren when he comes back from an injury, or stick with Gomez? Let me know down in the comments section below. I think Gomez has the pace, the strength. He's still young. He's been playing right back. I think he is still a bit of a ball watcher.
Yeah.
But
he shows maturity for his age, definitely.
Yeah. But having Van Dijk next to him, I think would definitely
a monster.
Yeah. He can be the next Van Dijk, can't he? 100%. So, Andre Gray obviously played up front. Jamie Vardy's been suspended from that red card the other week. Do you think Demarai Gray should be more of a winger or a striker, maybe in the long-term replacement for Vardy? Because they have quite the same qualities. Maybe Vardy obviously has a bit more
finishing.
Yeah, well, Gray's young still, but he's got a bit
natural
more
striker ability.
Yeah, he's got a bit more toughness about him. Because Demarai Gray's quite tall, but he's a bit it's a bit lackluster. So, do you think he should be a winger? Because I think that if Gray started the game as a winger and had Iheanacho up front, I think even though Trent had a good game, Trent Alexander-Arnold, he was getting round about a bit. And I think if Demarai Gray was on there from the start, because I think Trent also picked up a yellow card early-ish. I'm not too sure, but I know he did pick up a yellow card. So he's pretty much picked one up every game now. But yeah, do you think he should be a winger? Because they have someone like Iheanacho. I think it's City when he came on. He scored so many games
at City. I don't know why they don't play him as much. Well, when Vardy's fit.
It all depends on the way they play.
No, he's not fit.
If they manage the game in the way they do with Vardy, then I think he could play up front because, as you said, he has the same attributes apart from the bit of aggression that.
Obviously, Vardy's just had his international retirement. Do you think maybe when he's going to be playing half the games that he would this season, maybe a Demarai Gray Iheanacho partnership up top?
Iheanacho. I think personally, why Man City let him go, because I think given the chances, he can tuck goals away. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. So I think maybe two different type of player, the pace and the height of Gray, and the natural finishing ability of Iheanacho. They could complement each other because Leicester do play a bit of 4-4-2. I'm not quite sure they play it constantly now under Claude Puel, but we'll have to see with time.
So obviously Claude Puel, is it Puel or Puel?
Claude Puel.
So obviously he's already got a stick. I think it's 2 games in. He started to get stick from fans and started to get stick from the press. Should they stick with him, or
I think so.
Do they get rid of him?
They've had a tough start, though, haven't they? Their first game was United, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was the Friday night football.
So don't know if they expected to get too many points from there.
The thing is with Puel, he's quite an efficient manager in the sense of.
Well, Klopp never beat a man Southampton.
You understand what he wants from his team. Defensively solid, nothing too exuberant, nothing too flashy. I mean, Mahrez was the only time that he would let him, do the flicks and tricks and express himself. But they're very dogged, very, very rough, very tough to beat.
They're structured, like you're saying about the 2 banks of 4.
Structured, very structured. So maybe for them to express themselves in a way because ability defensively, they're not too great. So that's why they have to hold back a little bit. I think.
But to be fair, if they had maybe with Iheanacho Gray up front in the long run, maybe with one midfielder, is it Maddison, that new guy?
Oh,
he seems like a great signing for Norwich.
Don't need Mahrez.
Him going up, supporting them in the long run, they can stick to their structure at the back with Maguire and Wes Morgan, and then let them go. Yeah, 100%. But I'd personally keep him.
I think if you want to stay in the Premier League is. Obviously you've got to score a few goals, but don't let rubbish ones in. Don't lose games 1-0 and lose a league.
Win at home.
If your home
big teams come, you can expect a lot.
Frustrate the big teams, definitely.
On to Brighton, Fulham. It finished 2-2. A great comeback from Brighton, by the way. Fulham were destined for the 3 points, and Brighton actually came back from 2-0 down. The scorers were Murray with 2 for Brighton, Schürrle, I love Schürrle, I think he's brilliant, Schürrle and Mitrovic for Fulham. The stats of this game were Brighton had 41% possession to Fulham's 59. Brighton had 15 shots to Fulham's 10, but both teams only had 5 on target. Fulham actually nearly had 200 more passes than Brighton, with 548 to Brighton's 364. That says a lot because obviously Fulham are the newer team to the Premier League. I know they were at home, but you'd expect a Premier League team, even being Brighton, their offence, maybe to make more passes and things in them. But were you surprised that Brighton actually conceded 2 goals after performances that they've had against United and Liverpool? Because they are quite solid at the back. So I was quite surprised to see them look that bad defensively against a new team like Fulham.
That's the opposition.
Lesser. There you go. That's a nice one. A lesser opposition.
But polite.
Were you surprised that they...
I think Fulham have got some players now.
They do, but...
Yeah, to hurt teams.
I think with the Mitrovic goal, that was down to one, persistence and aggression as well. The way he just battered the way he battered the
keeper actually made a good save.
Yeah, he made a good save and just whacked home the rebound. But if you look at the Schürrle goal, that ball
Siri.
Over the top by Siri.
Great sign, because obviously Siri, he was linked with Barcelona,
big teams.
Liverpool, when the Navigator deal didn't look like it was going through.
Yeah.
And then he flew to London. He's going to Arsenal. He's going to Chelsea. Signs Fulham.
Yeah.
But I think he's an amazing signing.
I think Fulham's better themselves in perfectly. They got a goal, got a striker up front, Mitrovic. They know exactly what he's about from last season in the Championship. Absolutely banged in goals.
He's the quickest player. Stats. He's the quickest player to score the amount of goals he has ever in the Premier League, or something for Fulham.
Goals per minute.
For Fulham, yeah. Since February, he's scored more goals than ever. It's another stat that I did have, and I've deleted that one as well, so I probably shouldn't throw it out there. But yeah, so you weren't that surprised maybe that Brighton went 2-0 because they weren't at home either. Yeah, you got to put that into consideration.
When they scored the equaliser, when Murray tapped in that near post this shot, with the Amex absolutely rocking and flying, you can see it going in a direction where Brighton could come back.
Craven Cottage, mate.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I think they were.
No,
they weren't. They were at the Amex. So even more so. Look at this. It even says here. So that's even more surprising that they went 2-0 down.
So the fact is, when Murray scored in that scored the goal to get the Amex absolutely rocking, and I've been to the Amex before, and it is when it goes, it goes.
It's a nice stadium.
It's a really beautiful stadium. I'm not surprised at all because Murray's an absolute bully.
Well, that's where it actually comes on to the next question. How important is Glenn Murray to Brighton?
Massively.
I'm surprised that Palace let him go. I know they got Zaha.
How many goals did he contribute? Absolutely. Was he there? How many?
I think since January he's in the top 6 or 7
most goal
scorers in the Premier League.
If you look at the goals he scores though, where he's 30 or just about 10 and 35, he doesn't run in behind. He knows he can't do it. So he uses his strength, he uses his experience just to either batter the defenders out of the way or the player out of the way. He's conceded the most fouls in the Premier League last season. He committed the most fouls. So you can tell what his game is, but he upsets defenders. Defenders don't like that. So
they were saying on Match of the Day about, this is more like tactical now, if you man mark him, he likes it, he knows where you are. Yeah. If you actually gave him room and made him think, he'd probably be kind of like, oh crap. But yeah, obviously he did score 2 goals, one being the penalty. Obviously, Pascal
Gross missed.
He missed the first penalty.
To be fair, there was an amazing.
It was a great save. It was a great save. So going on to Fulham though, would you say that as 2 drop points for Fulham or a good away point?
Before the game, I think they'd probably take a point.
But then again, in the Premier League or in any football game nowadays, if you go 2-0 up,
you don't do your goalkeeper doesn't do a quarter turn.
See what happens there.
Yeah. You don't. I think you would say 2 points dropped, but in the spurt,
I would say if it was at Craven Cottage, that's 2 points dropped. If it's away at I'd say a Premier League established team, they are a solid team. They didn't give it Liverpool anything. They beat United. So I even though you were 2-0 up and it would be disappointing, I still think that could be a huge point further on in the season for Fulham. Do you think Mitrovic is underrated?
So far,
he's proven he's underrated. I think.
No, He is underrated, but he's getting into the hindsight and into the spotlight of, he's actually something.
Do you think he's underrated though because he scored a lot of goals for them in the Championship and people don't really recognise
what
they
he
did
scored?
in the Championship?
Look at some of the when he first joined Newcastle. Look at some of the goals he scored. Exactly identical goals to the way he scored at Fulham, even in the Championship last season. The way
he's quite a Glenn Murray kind of player, isn't he?
He's
quite
a bit rough and tough.
He's aggressive, gets stuck in. Absolutely, yeah.
Cut that out his game.
No, he's definitely absolute bargain. No idea with Newcastle's current situation why they'll let him go. Whether he probably.
Money.
Yeah,
but
they made 26 million. They made money in transfer window, which is I don't know who makes money in the transfer window nowadays. Juventus, they do. So, do you think both teams have enough within their team to stay up?
I think
so. Yeah.
Individual quality and collective quality so far this season, Fulham definitely have enough to stay up.
I think with Brighton, they've got quite a few leaders with Dunk.
Definitely,
Who's the other centre back guy for Brighton? I can't remember his name. He's quite a leader as well.
I can't remember his name.
But yeah, the both of them are.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, him. Let us know down in the comment section. But I think Fulham have made some really good signings. Schürrle wasn't amazing at Chelsea, but I still think he was pretty good. Went back to Wolfsburg. Dortmund. Did he go back to Dortmund? Dortmund played really well.
Went to Dortmund, then he went to Wolfsburg.
Siri, he had a great season last year in France. Mitrovic obviously proved himself when he joined. So yeah, I think both teams. I think with Sessegnon, obviously you haven't seen much of Sessegnon either yet. So I think Fulham have more going forward, what will keep them up, and Brighton are steady enough behind at the defence. They're solid. Yeah. So
they'll pick up the 0-0s and the 1-1s.
Yeah, and they get the random
3-1s against big teams.
What big team's that? So Chelsea Bournemouth, that finished 2-0 with Pedro and Hazard getting the goals, and I pretty much think that was one of Pedro's first touches. On paper, it looked very one-sided. Chelsea having 73% possession to 27%. They had 24 shots to Bournemouth's 8. Out of those 24, though, they only had 6 shots on target, which is quite surprising. But then they nearly had triple the passes. They had 704 to Chelsea and 251 to Bournemouth. That's quite low, I'd say, for a Premier League team. But average to low. So looking on paper, it seemed one-sided. But would you say that is unfair on Bournemouth?
They had great chances, that Ake.
First half, I think Bournemouth actually had the better chances.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I'll be honest, I haven't seen this game. So I'll just wing this one.
You'll just wing this one.
Ake should have scored against his former club.
It was quite a hard finish, but and Callum Wilson had a couple of chances as well. But yeah, it was one-sided, but Chelsea, I don't think they're playing well.
They're efficient, as I said.
Yeah, I don't think they've changed.
They're grinding out the results.
Alonso's so good for them right now, though.
Oh yeah.
Did he get another assist today?
Yeah, but he's been linked today with a £60 million move to Madrid, I believe. Real Madrid.
Oh, is he? See if they can
Real Madrid or Atletico Madrid. I think both Madrid teams were looking at Alonso. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But would you say that Bournemouth can improve on their 12th place finish from last season?
Looking by the way they're playing football this season,
that's scoring goals this season.
I still think, I know the possession was low.
What, scored 5 goals last season?
Yeah,
how many has he got this season? He's got about 3, 4.
And he missed the penalty first game of the season, didn't he?
So he can
he's had chances.
And in fact, he's back from
injury. Yeah, that was a big injury as well.
If he keeps fit.
I was actually looking at, obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I look at your front three, because obviously we have a good front three.
Of course you do. Of course.
Fraser, Wilson and King.
I think that's a good...
They're all pacey.
Yeah, tricky.
They've all got a bit of muscle. They can turn quick. They can all pass. They can all shoot. Like Fraser can finish. For such he's from Scotland.
Scottish, isn't he?
Yeah, Scottish. Talk about Scotland. See who the new Scotland captain is.
Robertson. Everything's Liverpool related. Why can't we relate Portsmouth?
I'm going to relate Portsmouth.
Well done, Roland Curtis, for under 21 international call up for Northern Ireland, or Republic of Ireland. Well done.
But yeah, he relegated was a backup at Liverpool and now Scotland captain. Yeah, anyway, but I think Fraser, he's still young. Callum Wilson, still quite young. King is youngish, but he's been around for quite a while. Because obviously he's at United, so he seems like he's been around for a long time.
Hasn't been at United.
Yeah. To be fair, that's a good point. But yeah, I definitely think they could improve on 12th place. I think they've got a great team. Ake's getting better. They've got like Harry Arto, who's got experience. Who's there?
Arto's gone to Cardiff.
Has he gone?
Yeah.
Wow,
I was surprised they sold. Is it Cook? Someone?
They sold Cook, did they?
No, is he
I don't know.
still paying for them?
Lewis Cook.
Is it Charlie Daniels I'm thinking of?
Charlie Daniels, what, the left back?
Yeah, he's quite experienced.
Yeah,
They got Begovic in goal.
Yeah, Begovic, yeah. Former Portsmouth player, there we go.
So yeah, I think they got a good team, and I think Eddie Howe.
That was a great English manager as well.
Yeah, he's really good. I really like Eddie Howe.
Former Portsmouth player as well.
Who? Eddie Howe?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, former Portsmouth player.
I didn't know that.
There you go. No one knew that.
No.
Even Eddie Howe didn't know that.
So obviously, look at the stats with Chelsea having 24 shots, but only 6 on target. Do they need a proper out-and-out striker?
I'd say yes. I think they still do.
Well, to be fair, you can say that of any team. Any team's like an out-and-out striker. But if the front three
still got Hazard banging in so many goals, though.
But you can't rely on Hazard because you know what Hazard gets like. If there's a poor patch, he's injured, and then he can then suddenly if he's linked, he can just suddenly go off the boil completely. Which is bad because we've got players like Willian on the bench.
Oh, he's a great player.
Who is a very good player.
Yeah, Pedro on the bench.
On the bench.
He came off and scored. I think if collectively as a unit, Morata has the capability, I think, to score 20
He's
goals,
not
20 plus
done
goals.
what he did at Juve, though.
No, definitely not. But collectively as a unit, Kante's pushing forward a bit. Once he...
do you think that's a good idea, though?
I think he's been so good this year, from what I've seen.
Do you not think he should stick to where he was, where he won the title for Leicester, he won a title for Chelsea?
But the thing is, that's the
only... Jorginho, I know he's Italian, but he's Brazilian. He changed his nationality. Surely Jorginho, with the feet and how small he is, should be playing more advanced, playing people in because he's a passer.
Maybe I think that's why he's dropped further back. He can ping that balls out wide. With Kante, I think he can.
He'll run up and down all day anyway.
It doesn't matter where he plays. He's be everywhere.
So do you think they should have a striker? Imagine if Lewandowski did go to him like he was linked.
If he scored goals.
Lewandowski would score goals. Let's face it. I think Morata took the goal the other week really well when he went around the keeper. I think it was the Arsenal game. He's young, but he's been at Madrid. He's been at Juventus. He's come to Chelsea.
At Chelsea as well, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's just like not kicked off. And Giroud, you know what you get with Giroud.
Scorpion.
He's going to go off the bench, do you a job, but he hasn't done anything yet.
No, don't think
really. No, so
he's not your 20+ goal scorer.
No, so you'd think they do need a out-and-out goal. Can't rely on Hazard.
Yeah, I think that's the point there.
Collectively as a unit, if each player gets about 10 goals, I think they could 10.
I think stick Alonso up front the way he's been scoring.
It's free kicks.
It's just everything.
So, do you think Chelsea are actually playing well under Sarri? Is it Sarri?
Sarri.
Do you think they're actually playing well, or do you think they've had an easy start? Because you could even include the Arsenal game into the easy start because Arsenal were fresh. They're new with the manager and some of their players. Yeah. So do you think they had an easy start? I think a few of the teams have. I think they've always had quite an easy start. Man United start's been... City's start has been easy, but obviously they've blundered. So do you think a start... Because I personally don't think I see much different on how they're playing. Just a formation change, gone back to 4 at the back.
Once they get the freshness back up and the manager's new ideas, I think they'll be able to dictate the game or create more chances, and I think there will be...
So you think it's a bit of an easy start and a bit of the new manager's style coming in, basically?
See what happens. Mid-season.
Obviously, we're only 4 games in.
It's a bit early.
We probably will do like a quarterly how players are doing, and with the international break coming up, we can't do what we would. Yeah, I know.
Well, it's boring, isn't it? Actually, no, not for me. League One, because Pompey play.
It never stops.
They're probably on TV. But obviously, with the international break coming up, we can't do a score prediction. So I don't want to do it just for England. So what we are going to do is have a look at the summer transfers, see how they've done, and rate them. So you boys are up for that?
Yeah.
So Crystal Palace, Southampton, massive win for Southampton away at Palace. It's their first win of the season with Ings and... See, I pronounce it...
Southampton, don't you?
I pronounce it Højbjerg, but...
Højbjerg.
I pronounce it Højbjerg, but other people don't pronounce it that way. It was pretty even stat-wise, 51-49 on the possession, 434 passes to 424, and this was both Palace, by the way. Palace actually had more shots. They had 20-19, again, both with 6 on target. Huge first win for Southampton, especially away. Is that a massive win for them?
I think that is to get off the mark, really.
That is a massive.
No comment.
This is the unbiased show.
Unbiased. Oh.
It is a
To be fair, from a Pompey fan perspective, Danny Ings is going to score absolutely tons of goals if he gets the service given.
As a Liverpool fan, I love Danny Ings.
Yeah.
And it's a shame to see him go, but it's also nice because we live near that area. I can go watch Danny Ings play. I think
you can watch half Southampton. That is Southampton, don't worry.
It is Southampton. It's not half Southampton. That's Liverpool, half Southampton.
Yeah, I've got that the wrong way around.
So yeah, definitely a big win. Away at Palace as well. Palace is a hard place to go.
That's a big win for them. I think Palace...
Not many teams will go and beat them 2-0, I don't think.
No, I think with Zaha out of the team though.
We will be coming on to that, yeah. Was Danny Ings a good signing?
Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah, I think...
Obviously he's on loan for a season with... I think it's 20 million next season they can buy him for.
But yeah, if he keeps injury free, look what he's done in his career before.
So he scored 2 goals already. Is it 2? Yeah, he scored last week.
Natural instinct goals, getting in the right position.
He knows what the goal is. He doesn't need to look. He scored 2 goals already. How many goals do you think he's going to score this season?
If he gets the right quality service, 15, 20.
15.
He could.
Definitely double figures. Definitely.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. You've got to look at that Carrillo, who they signed last season, who was their biggest transfer fee ever, and he's on loan. Yeah. But yeah, I think Danny Ings is a great sign. Like you say, he knows what a goal is, and he's what you see. If you look at what Klopp said about him when he left, it just shows how much of a bloke he is as well. Apparently he's brilliant. So, is Palace hit and miss? Because they are quite hit and miss.
I think so, yeah.
Is that down to Roy Hodgson's styles? Because if you look at him, first couple of games, they looked quite free. They're allowed to do what they want.
That's how you think.
And then they play Liverpool, and everyone's behind the ball. Now, is he playing for the teams, thinking, "Oh, what are they going to do?"
I think you see a lot of teams do that against.
He's very old. Yeah, he's very old school tactical man.
But then he seems to have. I think he did against Southampton. I think it was quite. Oh, get behind the ball, try not to concede. Because he will. You think of that year at Fulham, how many 1-0s did they win? Loads of 1-0s. Yeah. So do you think that is down to Hodgson's tactics?
Yeah, it's down to the game management. He'll say to his players, "Okay, this is what they're going to do. This is what we want to do to stop that. Don't carry on doing that. If we hit him on the break, brilliant."
If Zaha in the team, I think that's their game plan.
Yeah, but
Townsend.
Oh, Townsend as well.
Townsend and Zaha, the only 2 players that'll pick up the ball.
Because Benteke, he's just gone, isn't he?
He's done nothing.
He has no confidence whatsoever.
Since Villa, he's not reproduced his Villa.
Never, no.
That goal he should have scored, that header.
4 yards out.
Yeah. Great save though.
Yeah, they went straight at him, to be fair.
Still a great save though.
But you put it either side. But
yeah. You'd expect the strike to score there.
I would have done that.
But I do think it is Hodgson. I think that is why they hit and miss. I think, like you say, Hodgson is an old school manager. If he sees a team that are going to kill him, like the Tottenham, Liverpool,
the thing is with their team though, you look at their team and you'll be like, right, where are you going to get goals from? You know,
if you're one man.
Be like, who's the midfielder that scored a penalty?
Well, that comes on to the next point. Zaha was missing. I believe he got injured in the warm up or training that week.
Or something.
Are Palace only winning games because of him?
I'd say yes. I can't think of any other goal scorers for Palace.
Well,
apart from penalties with that.
Milivojevic.
Yeah, it's literally that and 3 kicks.
But he's been quite quiet this season. That's 4 games in.
Everyone just needs to step up and be accounted for goals wise, because they're a team that haven't got a prolific goal scorer up front. You know, everyone can need to chip in. Same what I said with Chelsea, they haven't got a prolific goal scorer. So
and Zaha is naturally a winger.
Everyone, if they want to stay up, every person has to contribute as much as they can So each player is going to need.
I saw the stat. I think it was on Match of the Day. I don't know it off the top of my head, but without him in the team, they've not won many games.
Maybe they won any. Without him, they haven't won any game.
Really?
Can't score without him.
Yeah, but he's decent. Too bad he picked Ivory Coast. Obviously, he was mucked around with England because I think he would have been big in the World Cup.
It's a shame he didn't work out United, really. But there you go.
Yeah, or Cardiff. Everton won. Huddersfield won. Everton with the goal, the equaliser anyway. 87 seconds after going behind.
so get back into the game.
It's quite a good time to get back. Goals coming from Calvert-Lewin and Billings for Huddersfield. Calvert-Lewin, obviously, I believe he scored 2 in the Carling Cup.
Yeah, I think it's quite
Carabao Cup now, isn't it? I always call it the Carling Cup. There's Carabao. Is that energy drink that Chelsea is sponsored by? So he scored 2 then. So he's hitting a bit of form by the looks of things. Everton had 58% possession. Excuse me. Huddersfield had 42. Everton had 11 shots. How many do you think they had on target?
Everyone says about 6 this so far. So they
only had 1 on target. Obviously, the goal doesn't count as a shot on target because it's a goal.
It was a shot on target.
But technically, it is a shot on target. But yeah, it doesn't count. And Huddersfield had 9 shots with 6 on target. There we go again. Everton had 463 passes to Huddersfield's 334. Should Everton fans be happy with 1 win and 3 draws for the money that they've spent?
I think Everton as a whole, general club in the history and the previous years of it, you'd expect them to win as much as you can, to be fair. The fact when Pompey were in the Premier League, they were battling for 6th.
David Moyes days back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, they've always been that club that you'll be Everton.
Tim Cahill.
Stephen Pienaar.
Stephen Pienaar,
yeah. You would always expect them to win their home games and really challenge the away games and be up there.
You got to think the money that they spent, Sigurdsson, Richarlison.
It's not been.
He did well until he.
Well, yeah.
He's got a set point.
Yeah,
but then
they miss him though.
Oh yeah, 100%. And he's very young. But who's their Czech Toussaint? He's not been too bad.
I've not really seen him play much, really.
Done nothing special, nothing bad.
So, 1 win and 3 draws. They haven't had.
For Everton, it's probably not good enough, I'd say.
So, still 6 points.
I don't know them games well, to be fair.
I don't think they played anyone. I think they played. No. Did they play? No, because they only played Watford.
I don't think they played too many games.
No, I don't think
they played Wolves. They played Wolves.
They drew against Wolves, didn't
they? Cardiff with a goal.
Yeah.
Both of them, I think, wasn't it?
I wouldn't be happy with the amount of money. Obviously, they're not the richest club, and they spent 50 million on Richarlison?
Yeah, 50.
Well, they spent the money on Klassen.
Yeah,
who's not there anymore.
He's gone out.
Sigurdsson. They spent 40.
Well, the thing is, Everton. You look at their team and be like, apart from Walcott and maybe Alexander Lookman, they did not bring in a lot of pace. You need a lot of pace.
And Walcott's not exactly the youngest guy anymore.
Yes, you need a lot of pace just to, I think, cope with the Premier League and counter-attack.
Should this be Lookman's year? Because obviously he came on as a sub and did look quite lively. Should this be a year where he should actually play more?
It all depends down to the form.
Obviously he looked like he was off to Leipzig, wasn't he?
Red Bull Leipzig, yeah. But it's all down to the form of Walcott, because Walcott scored a goal, didn't he? It's all down to the form of Richarlison and Walcott. And them two are banging goals, and Lookman's not going to.
Because on the whole, it's pretty much quite an even game, I'd say. I don't think anyone.
It was a good result for Huddersfield, though. I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think Huddersfield.
They need every. I know it sounds stupid. They need every single point.
Oh yeah, I think they
I think it was actually really, if you look at it, quite a good performance from Huddersfield because how many goals they've already conceded this season. They've 3 games in. Was it 8 goals? 2 games in 8 goals, something like that?
Conceded a lot. They lose like 5-1 or 4-1 to Man City.
City, they played Chelsea. So they've had a hard start, so they should start picking up points
here and there,
from now on, yeah. So obviously he didn't play, Richarlison suspended. Is he going to have to be Everton's main man for them to progress?
Looking at the first couple of games he played, I think
he's hit the ground running, hasn't he?
But then you got to remember he did the same at Watford.
The first few games,
and then I don't think he scored 5 months of the season. Did he?
Yeah, scored a goal.
If he keeps that up, I think he'd take it to another level.
You think?
Yeah.
But is that because Everton have better players than Watford? Maybe. Do you think that?
I'll tell you, look at Watford. This
Yeah, they've
Pereira's a beast. Yeah. But you think he will have to... I think he will have to be the main man. Looking at the game, Sigurdsson didn't do much. They were missing something. Lookman came on, tried, but
they're missing a creativity and a little spark and a little bit of magic.
Is that Brazilian?
Barkley had.
Is that Brazilian?
Barkley missing?
And where's he now? Chelsea doing nothing.
Bench warming.
Yeah, well he played. He
started a few games, but they're missing that bit of midfield drive. I know Sigurdsson's like very. No, I think Sigurdsson's amazing, but you haven't.
He's very hit and miss. I think he was even hit and miss for Swansea though. Really,
he won't pick up the ball and just drive and just run and just run.
He can pass though.
Yeah, there's a passer.
So obviously, it's a great away win for Huddersfield, but that's 2 draws, 2 losses. Is that kind of form? Thanks, mate. Is that kind of form good enough to stay in the league? Obviously, looking at their hard first game,
it's all down to the points. It's all down to their own games. If they can,
but is that kind of form? If they carry on how they're going,
it'll be a tough year for them.
Every point it could come down to goal difference. I think it probably will come down to goal difference and a point.
The thing is, people are looking at it at the moment, going, "They're crap." Yeah. City and Chelsea.
Yeah, it's a tough couple of games.
It is a very, so do you think they're staying
It's
up?
the same as Arsenal. Look at the Arsenal start. You know, yeah, Huddersfield. Yeah, I think personally they probably don't have exactly enough going forward. I mean,
I think they're letting too many goals.
Mounier is the only real
big
person.
games.
Yeah.
So you think both think they go down?
I think they do well to stay up. I think before the season started, I just had them to go down. To be honest.
Really, before the season started?
Yeah.
But they didn't win. What, the one out of
they
8
do
the last games, whatever it was. So yeah. On to a big one for me personally, because I can't believe it. Who could it be?
Spurs.
No, it's not. West Ham 0, Wolves 1.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Traore over 93rd minute winner. West Ham are going from bad to worse. Yeah.
Yeah, for the money they spent. Talk about the money Everton
spent.
Yeah.
The manager.
So here's the stats quick. It was pretty even with the possession. 48 to West Ham, 52% to Wolves. 13 shots for West Ham, only 3 on target. 15 for Wolves with 6 on target. Everyone's got 6 on target. 445 passes for West Ham and 496 for Wolves. What's happening with West Ham's, even with, I'd personally say, great signings?
Yeah, definitely.
But they've still lost their first 4 games.
One of them, I think, so many signings, they need time to gel. That's the only.
Even after watching Match of the Day, I'm going to copy exactly what Alan Shearer said. Their commitment and their lack of effort to close down individuals was absolutely appalling.
Is that down to the players themselves, or is it like, obviously with some managers, I'd say Eddie Howe, Klopp, Pochettino, they're like a manager where you go, I'm going to get behind him, I'm going to run my socks off. Can you see that Pellegrini? I know he's won the Premier League, but do you think it's down to them as players or the manager as well?
I don't know.
Both. I imagine the players have still got to stand up and be counted for.
The players have got to do something for the fans, and the players don't like the manager, but it's so early on. The manager bought in most of those players, so they must be.
They're good players. At some point, they might just hit.
They're older players,
yeah,
but that should bring experience. Jan Lanka had a cracking season for Dortmund last season.
Great signing.
Felipe Anderson's been good for years. He's Mr. Consistent. Obviously, Slaven Nautovic there. He's got a temper, but he's a finisher.
He scores goals, yeah.
And again, from a winger coming into a striker position, quite good. They've got Hernandez, who...
He's not the same though.
He's not the same, but he's still a goal scorer.
He's a natural finisher, yeah.
Obviously, you got Noble with the experience. And you look at their back 4, you got... Is it Byron? You got Cresswell.
Yeah, Cresswell.
You got Ogbonna.
Yeah.
Even though they brought in... did they bring in someone new? Because Ogbonna didn't play, did he? I can't remember who played for him. But they're back 4, and then they got the new goalkeeper as well, didn't they?
Joe Hart.
No, Joe Hart's a Burnley.
That's what I meant to say.
Let's have a look. I'm going to quickly look at their team.
Is that Adrian in goals?
No, Adrian weren't in goal. They got Fabianski.
That's the one, yeah.
He had a great game as well.
Was it 3
they brought in... They got Diop and that Babuna.
Babuna. B-man.
But obviously Wilshere as well, yeah.
I forgot about Wilshere.
Antonio. So they've got a good squad. But
just don't know what's happening. Really.
if you look at defensive, if you look at the manager's tactics, obviously I think it was the Liverpool game where they got slated. Their defensive line is on the edge of the box, so if you're running behind them, it's easy for you.
Space.
So defensively they look structured, but going up forward, would you say they've got any structure whatsoever, or is it just
give the ball to Arnautovic and hope he scores?
That's
what it looks like.
That's what it looked like in the last game. It was over the top, over the top,
Yeah.
over the top, maybe
And
a
he
couple of
does something.
breaks. But yeah, it's
Felipe Anderson's so direct in the way he runs. He doesn't sort of like drift past players. He literally run directly at you. If he doesn't get the ball past you, then.
So what do you think it comes down to? The 4 losses.
It is down to a lot of commitment.
Yeah, I think
they're pressing
it's
games.
timing as well. I don't think they've enough time to.
Yeah,
There's a lot of new players,
It's
They
just,
might start
new
picking
players,
mid-season.
new managers, new staff. The stadium
Yeah,
still
still,
the quite hard
doesn't
stadium.
rock the same, does it?
It's still quite a hard stadium to play in, I think, definitely. But it's not looking good at the moment. But they did this last season. They started the season before.
They'll come.
Yeah, I think they'd be right.
They got good enough players.
Yeah.
Definitely. Where should West Ham be finishing with the team that they have?
Players
With the
brought.
managers and the players
Yeah,
they
the-
put,
yeah,
they
the
should be
manager.
finishing Europa
Top
League.
half.
You got a Premier League winning manager there. I know City's a different kettle of
Premier,
fish.
Europa
Kettle
League.
of fish, yeah.
Yeah.
They have. That's definitely going to go on the mic, innit? They definitely have different players.
Still
But
decent players.
They got
though.
decent players and a decent manager.
I'd still expect top
Yeah,
half.
Europa League.
table
No,
team.
Europa League. Same. They should
Europa
be
League, even with the 4 losses, they're 12 points behind everyone
Yeah.
basically.
I think they should be fighting for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I think it's
I think before I kicked the ball, I'd say
12 points, 10 points with City, and then a few
you
on
only got to
9.
win, you only got to win 3-4 games in a row, then you're up there.
Yeah, but then you got to make sure
got
others
to win
lose.
those games.
Right, but still, you got to do your job, haven't you?
So Wolves have obviously made a lot of signings, but it's working. Unlike
To be fair, if you look at the signs they made in the Championship, Ruben Neves, Benfica, captain.
A keeper as well.
do you know he was captain at 17?
Yeah.
He was captain of Benfica at 17,
Yeah, shows you
mad.
something.
and he made his Portugal
Rui
debut when he was
Patricio.
17.
It must be something about him then.
Do you think it is down to a lot of them played at the same club? Obviously, they had that thing go on at Sporting.
Yeah.
They
Sort of
contracts. They cancelled their own contracts because their fans attacked them at a training because they went to have a cup or something. Do you think it's because they've all played together and the fact that they're all the same nationality?
Oh, it's got to help, I think, hasn't it?
They
Got
buy
an
into
understanding.
the manager's philosophy. Look at the way they played in the Championship. They were absolutely
They smashed
incredible.
that last
They
year.
were absolutely incredible.
Especially Ruben Neves.
Fluid-
Is it 21 now?
He's not old, is he?
Yeah.
Something about, yeah.
Wolves captain soon.
That
Wow.
that ball we played into is it? Oh, was it? No, not no.
I can't remember.
Jimenez, Rui Jimenez.
Rui, something like that. He
Yeah,
literally
the
played-
striker,
Yeah,
Jimenez.
he just whipped in that ball from the far side, literally perfect, millimetre perfect, just to knock it in. Unbelievable.
And he can hit the ball as well.
And he
Oh,
can,
he's a
and
free
he
kick.
can-
So obviously they got Real
I
Patricio,
think that's a great sign.
brilliant goalkeeper.
He'll get you points.
They got João Martinho.
for 3 million, was it?
That's a
The
bargain.
experience. He's older,
That is a buy the Premier
but
League.
he will literally. He'll sit
One of
there.
them.
He ain't running.
They can't run anymore.
He'll sit there.
He'll still dictate.
Ruben
that.
Neves.
Yeah, dictate play.
That Jimenez striker, he's new, isn't he?
Yeah.
They signed him. Did they sign William Carvalho in the long run, or did he go somewhere else? He went somewhere else, didn't
Don't
Yeah,
think
they
he? Because
got
they
him.
were looking at him as
Yeah.
well.
It's all through that one agent.
Yeah.
That was, what's his name?
But it's was it the
Mendes?
owner of Wolves or the manager of Wolves used to be an agent who was best friends
Yeah,
with the super agent?
It's all these agents too.
But yeah, how far can Wolves go? Because they are not like the
I
poorest
think I've
clubs.
seen that. Just
They've
come
got quite a
up.
bit of money as well.
I think
haven't
they could go top half, 10th.
Yeah.
Something like
No,
that. But
thereabouts.
How do you think they will come?
no,
Ninth?
I'll say about 10th, 11th maybe.
it's on.
That's good for.
A team that's just come up.
Yeah.
I think it's still.
But you look at their team, Willy Bolly. What defender he
Yeah.
is. Great name as well, Willy Bolly. Love that.
Willy,
So,
Willy,
yeah.
Willy, Willy. Hey.
Yeah.
I had to say be a charm, innit?
Yeah.
Willy,
But yeah, I
Willy,
think-
Willy.
I think maybe they won't get top table because there are quite strong teams there.
Nah, I think
That's just so competitive.
But-
I think.
they're not going to be near the bottom. I know they haven't got the most points at the moment.
They'll comfortably be clear.
We really need to do predictions and put it in a thing. Don't tell each other with top 4 and relegated teams. We'll do that. We'll do that in the next video as well. Man City 2, Newcastle 1. City back to winning ways, obviously, after their draw. Sterling goal, Walker goal, Yedlin goal for Newcastle. No surprise with the possession.
Well, I think that'll be pretty much every game this year. 78%
to City, 21 to Newcastle. No surprise there. 24 shots from City, but only 8 on target, which I find quite rare for how many they had for City. Newcastle only had 3 with 2 on target. Massive passing from City was 767 passes to Newcastle's 218. City are obviously back to winning. They only drew 1 game, obviously. But personally, I don't know if anyone else, I think on some of the talk shows and pundit shows, they've seen the same thing. Are City a bit frail at the back? Because they looked a bit frail against Newcastle.
Yeah, even the goal they conceded.
First half, Newcastle actually had quite a few chances again. A lot of the littler so-called littler teams had a lot of chances again.
They seem to be going at them a little bit more than I think they would have last
season. And then it gets to a certain point in the game and then it just flips.
Yeah.
So Newcastle were going at him
for that long though. And start passing Man
City. Do you think the defensive frailties though are obviously Mendy's now back? He's not most defensive
going
player.
Forward, I think he's been brilliant for them.
Walker has never really been the most defensive of players either. You've got John Stones in there who...
It's John Stones.
And they swapped him out, swapped him in and took Company out.
Otamendi's not been getting game time.
The Porte is stronger than Otamendi, but I never rated Otamendi as much either. And Ederson seems to start making more mistakes now, but I think that's because teams know to press him. Because obviously they do play. He plays. Don't get me wrong, that pass for Aguero's goal, unbelievable pass, and Aguero to hold that up.
It's brilliant.
Clubs are deploying a different style of tactics against them, though, aren't they? Just to kind of upset them, not to stop them playing, but
stifle them as much.
But do you think that the defence looks worse because teams are attacking them more? Because obviously there's a 2 season period where everyone's sat all the way back. Yeah. You can't touch City. You don't attack. You keep the goals under 5.
Yeah, damage limitation.
Do you think teams now are going, oh, if we actually press them, we might be able to get something? Well, hence why it looks like they're more frail, but maybe they were like that the whole time.
If you look at their back
no one's brave enough.
If you look at their back four, they've got Stones and they've got Walker. They have got mistakes in them. Look at the World Cup. There's a few dodgy mistakes for both.
I've always thought Walker's more of a right mid. I think him and Danny Rose when they play for England and their teams,
on his pace.
I think that their pace overshadowed that they weren't as good as defenders.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it's so reliant on his pace.
So yeah, I think more teams are attacking City, so they may look defensively worse, but I think it might be down to the fact that no one really attacked them, apart from maybe some of the top 4 clashes.
Yeah, a bigger team.
So yeah, I don't think they have frailties. I think that you can't defend every single thing.
Remember, most of their players were pretty much in the World Cup final to semi-final, quarter-final. Yeah. Most of their squad were. So
they're a good team. You can't say that.
Well, yeah,
any other team had that defence, you'd be happy.
Have you watched that Amazon?
No, I need to watch it. Apparently, it's brilliant.
I refuse to watch
the way.
Other sites are available. Apparently, it's really good. So Sané was left out the squad again. Well, he was left out the squad for the first time this season. He's been on the bench.
He wasn't even on the bench, no.
He went, yeah. So he's left out the whole squad. Is Mahrez better than him?
Based on last season, no. Hell no.
Based on this season, I'd say no. I think Mahrez has been pony.
Yeah,
that game on the weekend, I thought he did absolutely nothing.
Resistant there.
I thought Sterling, obviously, he scores a lot of goals, a lot of them were tap-ins, but I always think there's something missing from Sterling's game, which he actually seems this season already to be changing that with his finishing and his decision making. His passing's always been shit. His passing's been terrible all the time.
Always been terrible.
But Mahrez was a big fish in a little pond at Leicester. the main man. Now he's coming to a team with a lot of big egos. Mendy's got a massive ego. It's hilarious, to be fair. Is Mahrez affected by that? Or did he look better because he was playing for Leicester?
To be fair, if you look at the philosophy and the mentality of what Guardiola wants to what Puel wants, or who won the league?
Oh, Ranieri?
Yeah, Ranieri, yeah. If you look at the difference that they played, you're going to be so much more disciplined with Man City defensively, tracking back, winning the ball back, bam, 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 under Pep Guardiola. But you're going to be drilled.
He's older than Sané. Sané had a great season last season. Should he be playing instead of Sané? I know they spent a lot of money on him, but players' prices for that quality are 60, 70, 80 million now because of the Neymar thing, and it hasn't dropped at all really. So, should he be playing over Sané? Was there an attitude problem with Sané? Is that why he's left out of Germany's squad? Guardiola seems to love him last season. Now he's not even in the squad.
Yeah.
He'll come round. He'll
100%.
In football.
But to be fair as well, seeing Sané out the squad, even though I think Sané should play, seeing players like Phil Foden on the bench for City is great.
I think
Phil Foden's brilliant. But Phil Foden will, in the long run, hopefully, if he keeps going how he's going, can be Silva's replacement.
Yeah.
The English Silva. So yeah.
He'll be gold, mate.
I love Phil Foden. I think he's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Watch him in the Charity Shield, running at Chelsea's proper defence. Yeah. It's great. Do you feel sorry for Rafa Benitez and the Newcastle fans with the owner not spending money and doesn't really look like he cares about the club, does he?
Money there.
So I was at obviously I went up to Newcastle this week, just gone, and the first thing that people say to you is, welcome, don't ask me anything about the ownership, because they have to be down the middle. If you were a Newcastle fan, or it happened at a club that you supported, where they were making money,
not spending
in the transfer window, when you have a manager like Rafa Benitez, who's a great manager, what he did at Liverpool, what he did at Chelsea, what he's done at Newcastle with the money he's had, he would leave. Speaking to Newcastle fans the other day, people at the club as well, they love him. They do not want him to leave.
He needs that backing.
If he doesn't
Why are they not giving him money?
If he doesn't get back to January and they lose a few games, I think it will, or go end of the season.
Well, they do have a good team for how much he's managed to spend.
They're not bad too, yeah.
Because obviously they signed Matt Ritchie last year. They got Key from Sun Young, was it? From Swansea, he's a good player.
Quite a while ago. But
obviously they picked up. What striker have they just picked up? They just picked up a striker, didn't they?
Did they?
I swear they picked up a striker.
They had Yosselu all the time, but he's not. He's
Was he on loan last season then?
No.
Was he not? But Perez, good player.
I think he's another. Yeah, he's decent.
Oh, Solomon Rondon.
Rondon, there it is. Rondon. There we go. I thought they'd signed a striker. See, so he's managed to get those kind of players in with no money. What could he do with the money?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel sorry for Newcastle fans. They're great fans.
It's a great club.
Great club. Stadium's amazing, by the way. Just saying. Great manager. But the owner cares about. Did you actually see Alan Shearer's tweet about when he brought he brought House of Fraser, and Alan Shearer tweeted him saying, "What position does he play in?" But it's crazy. You can see on Match of the Day how annoyed Alan Shearer is. And Newcastle for an. Another interesting game. Cardiff 2, Arsenal 3. Arsenal picking up the points thanks to Mustafi, Aubameyang, Lacazette. Cardiff scorers were Camarasa and Ward. Arsenal dominated possession 72% to 28. They had 17 shots of 11 on target. But we'll come to why that is in a minute. Cardiff had 14, only 3 on target. Arsenal, for how they used to play, I don't think this is as many passes that they maybe would have got against them 5 years ago. They only passed, I say only, 635 to Cardiff's 233, but Arsenal of old, against a Cardiff team how they are now, to me that would have been a lot more. I don't know about you guys. I don't think that. try and pass. Like you said earlier, they don't try and pass it in.
Yeah, the old Arsenal.
But have you seen the highlights at least? You not seen the highlights?
No, I've not seen this one either. But Arsenal keep letting goals though.
Within the first 2 minutes, obviously it's a new style. They passed to Czech. And
he did not look
uncomfortable.
Czech was never known for his passing, though, was it?
No, and then a minute later, pass back to Czech, kicks it straight to a Cardiff player, and they should have scored.
Yeah, should have. Yeah.
Where the hell is Leno? Someone.
Well, to be fair,
Leverkusen even tweeted Arsenal a video of him playing out from the back.
I've seen that, yeah.
Where is Leno?
Spend that money on him as well. I don't think he was cheap, was he?
Premier League experience. That's the only reason why he plays them.
It's mad.
Just because of the name. It's Czech, he can't drop Czech.
No.
It's mad. I really.
No one uses Czech anymore, though, do they? So yeah, use Leno.
Leno, yeah. I find it crazy. We'll start with Cardiff. I don't think they've ever been great in the Premier League.
No, I think they're yo-yo team. I think they're
yo-yo, but they go down, stay, and then the yo-yo comes up a few years later.
Yeah.
Is Neil Warnock a Premier League manager?
Given the backing, I think he is.
I don't think he's ever done too much, has he?
He has a heart and passion, but
might keep you up here and there. But
Championship manager, he'll get you up the top and maybe into the Premier League. He'll get you playoffs. I never have rated him in the Premier League. I think he signed 6 players from the Championship to come into the Premier League.
You want Premier League to Premier League or top?
You want Premier League
get
or
2 or 3 Premier League players, I think, rather than
top players from other leagues who maybe don't have the Premier League experience but have the experience as in they're good players.
Yeah. In a bigger league.
They don't have the money. Really.
The thing is, this is what a lot of teams from the Championship do.
Their own is quite weird as well.
Vincent Tan.
Oh, was he the old chicken? Chickens or something?
He's the one who changed the badge to red.
Yeah, done all that.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Changed the first kit to red for a season, weren't it, as well? Yeah,
was it was going to sign Ronaldinho when he first bought them? Was that them?
Yeah, he wanted Robinho. He wanted the Brazilian team. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think he is a Premier League manager. I think they'll go down.
There's another one on
there isn't enough from them.
Their squad's not good enough. It's not big enough.
That was their first 2 goals they scored, wasn't it?
They were the only team in the top 4 flights of football not to score until that day.
Until they met Arsenal.
The only team. Yeah, which is
I think that says a lot, though.
So obviously Arsenal, I think they're getting better, but then that comes to this point. Has Emery got the players for the style of play that he wants to play?
Has he got enough of the players?
You don't think he's got enough?
Enough of the play. So look at the likes of Xhaka, etc., etc.
He's terrible.
They're not.
Yeah,
terrible.
He's never been good.
No.
His brother's better than him, and I don't even know where he plays.
They're not.
When they signed Xhaka,
they brought the wrong one.
Was it in the Euros? His brother played better than him in the Euros. Maybe they just signed the wrong one.
Yeah, that could have happened.
But you watch him in the game, he's meant to be this CDM, maybe ball playing, and he pings a pass. It's like that. He pings a pass where a player has stood, a Cardiff player, and he's trying to ping a pass past him, and it's like, what are you doing? His work rate's terrible.
Yeah,
I think he's a terrible player. Can't tackle.
What can he do?
I think Emery has got a lot of the players. Their front line.
Oh yeah, I mean
Aubameyang, Lacazette. How Lacazette? That was only his first start. No idea whatsoever. Ramsey's very hit and miss. Ozil, I think it's terrible.
Even more hit and miss.
But how Ozil was at Real Madrid? It's an easier league. He made all these assists. I never thought he was good. Imagine if Alexis Sanchez stayed. I know he weren't playing well. Imagine having Alexis, Lacazette, Aubameyang.
That's not a bad top 3.
It's all about front threes.
Yeah, it's all
front
about
threes.
Front three.
Everyone loves a 4-3-3.
Even Pompey are playing front three.
But obviously,
look how I'm doing now.
Torreira isn't playing.
Getting kept up team by Xhaka.
How is Xhaka? Like, we haven't seen Torreira really. He's come on a few times and he looks okay. Was really good at the World Cup. On Xhaka's performances though, what is Emery seeing not to play Torreira?
I can't answer that.
Physicality.
But he hasn't got physicality.
I think Torreira gets stuck in anyway. He's quite an aggressive player.
Yeah. He came on, I think his first start from the bench when he came on as a sub, straight away he picked the ball up, his chest's up, he's looking around, passing. Xhaka just, I'm going to ping that ball, it's gone out.
Yeah, walking pace.
I don't think he's good enough at all. Do you think Emery's a good manager?
To be fair,
time will tell with that one,
I don't know a lot of it from.
No,
because obviously he was at a team.
Liga and Sevilla.
I
know from Sevilla, Europa League, but not from Liga.
I mean, anyone.
He's won something
walking
every
to Arsenal.
exactly.
Wenger's gone. He's going to have a tough job.
Yeah, he looks a bit weird though.
Yeah,
he's a funny looking bloke.
Yeah,
I think it's with the team though.
Let's not get personal.
If you watch this, I'm sorry.
Bellerin isn't a right back. Push Bellerin up. You got Lichtsteiner. He might be old, but he's got experience. Because I think their defence is terrible.
Oh yeah, I think Cardiff's first 2 goals proves that.
and I think that the style that Emery wants to play, they haven't got centre backs who can do it. They haven't got a goalkeeper.
I don't think they've got the quality.
And they were doing it too much. It's like that overly trying to do Emery style. Like what Alisson did with that Cruyff turn.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
too much.
Too hard.
Yeah.
Just clear it. Check that one where he passes the card. Just clear it. They're trying it too much. I personally think. Does Arsenal's defence have to match Arsenal's attack? Do they have to?
I don't think there's much midfield either, to be quite honest. I think that's a big part.
It could be. That new kid, what's his name?
Oh, the Guendouzi.
Guendouzi. 19 years old. First game,
I think he did.
Second game, but got better. Last the 2 wins I've had for a 19-year-old. I think he's been brilliant.
I think he looks good.
I think he...
Love his hair. David Luiz.
It's David Luiz's son. It's his love child.
Yeah, everyone
I think he's been really good.
Yeah, definitely.
I think him and Torreira, with get rid of Ozil, get rid of Ramsey, with an actual Ericsson kind of player,
make them sit.
that midfield and that front three, you don't really need Liverpool last season. Defence was terrible.
They scored enough goals to make up for the defence.
Yeah,
100%. Mustafi has never been great.
No.
Socrates, I don't think it's been great.
Socrates.
I don't think he's been great. Monreal's done a good job when he's had to. He's probably been one of their better players the last couple of seasons, which is surprising.
I don't think he's ever been that great.
Bellerin's better attacking than he is defensively. Put Lichtsteiner, push Bellerin up, Leno in goal.
Get
Torreira.
Get rid of Xhaka.
Well, even that Nathan Niles.
Oh, is he not on loan?
Yeah,
Maitland.
Did he go on loan?
No, he's got injured.
Oh, he's injured.
Iwobi.
Yeah.
They've got some good English players in there. Obviously, Iwobi went to Nigeria, was playing for Nigeria. But I think they have got some good players who can replace the ones that are in there at the moment. Ozil, Xhaka, Czech. Who else would you get rid of?
The whole back 4.
So you can replace him with someone who's on their bench.
Look at Mustafi's header. Look at the way that was actually.
It's a great header, but too bad he doesn't do that header at the other end where he's meant to.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely change Czech for Leno, Bellerin for Lichtsteiner, but pushed Bellerin up. Xhaka's got to come out for Torreira.
Oh yeah, I think so.
And that's all you can really do with the injuries and that things I think they've got. So I think they could be decent. It's going to take a lot of time.
A lot of time. I think he's patient.
I think the problem is as well is keeping Czech in there. Change Czech out for Leno. Leno's used to it a bit more, but then he's got to get used to doing that with those new players. So it's kind of like starting again. Yeah. You put Leno in, wouldn't you?
Yeah. It does.
So Burnley 0, Man United.
Hey, here we go.
Man United 2. Lukaku scoring both goals. Maybe getting a bit of form behind him now.
I hope so.
The second goal went. It's a bit lucky, but he looked good. He did look good, to be fair. But it was pretty even. 54 to 46 possession to United. Passes weren't that far away either. 514 to United, 434 to Burnley. United were much better in front of goal than Burnley. 21 shots, 9 on target. Lukaku probably should have made that stat a bit higher. He did miss a couple, didn't he? Burnley 9 shots with only 2 on target. started Lukaku in the game. Not his biggest fan, but he was pretty much a monster, weren't he?
Oh, I think he can.
Ben Mee couldn't handle him.
No,
Ben Mee really couldn't handle him.
He just when his link-up play finally ticks over perfectly.
When he's on his game, I think he's so hard to stop. He's such
Is
a
that
powerful man.
But is that down to the people around him, or
I think Lingard
his
played
form?
well. I think
To
Lingard
be
helped
fair,
a lot.
if you actually look at it, he's had a lot of service. He's had a lot of chances.
Yeah, when you look at
He has missed quite a few chances.
His first touch was very good.
It's better
but
if he's worked on that.
But we now see it in more games. This might be a terrible international break for him now. Suddenly going off, playing somewhere else, coming back, trying to get into it, and then suddenly turning into a donkey. His first touch is terrible normally.
He's like a better Benteke sometimes.
I think he looked like he was going the way of Benteke at a point.
Yeah, I'd say that.
But I think he was very.
He had a great World Cup as well.
Joe Hart, to be fair to him as well, he played well for Joe Hart.
Made a couple of good saves.
Yeah, but obviously that second Lukaku goal, cleared it, hit a player, bounced off that player onto another player's head, straight to Lukaku, finished it well with his right foot, to be fair to him. But yeah, I think Lukaku was a beast. But why do you think Burnley are conceding goals all of a sudden at home? Because they don't concede goals.
Going to Burnley is a tough game. What was last year? Burnley pick up 1
Europa League?
No, yeah.
Everyone.
Obviously they're out of the Europa League, but I believe they said that was their 10th match. And they only
Already.
used 16 players in 10 matches already.
Yeah.
And the travelling as well on top of that.
They looked tired, in my opinion. They did look quite tired. They seemed, especially like say with Ben Mee, like
It was
concentration.
Yeah.
Concentration was terrible from him.
It's such a quick turnaround of games that you got to get your focus really quick.
Especially if you're coming off the Europa League, going somewhere really random, playing a team that might want to break you more than play football, and then the next 2 days later you've got to play United.
Big Lukaku.
You're going to say Benteke, yeah.
He looks similar.
So, Europa League, I'd say Europa League.
Everyone says Europa League.
Definitely.
Yeah. If you have
This international break has come at a perfect time for them.
if you can,
Because none of their players are really going off.
Yeah.
They've got to just concentrate, get
Agree.
fit. I think they'll be fine. I think Burnley.
Oh,
Sean
yeah,
Dyche is a
I'm
great
not
manager
worried
as
about
well.
them.
What did Rashford react like he did?
Naivety, I think.
Young.
Yeah, someone's had a kick at him.
Yeah.
But
He got was it Brady?
Brady, yeah.
Bradley Brady.
Something like that.
So he kicked out at him. That's what he got the yellow for. Rashford obviously put his head in.
Barnsley, would you?
Barnsley. Of course it's Phil Barnsley.
Bardsley.
So obviously they went head to head, but Rashford pushed his head forward.
At the end of the day, no matter
It's an act of violence.
when you do
It is
that,
because he's young. Mourinho even said it was because he's young,
Yeah, calm
naive. But after that, obviously they turned away from each other, a bit of mouth. They went back in, and Phil
He done the
Barnsley
same thing.
looked like
Yeah, he's gone. And
he went in, and then he did push forward
That's
softly.
been another yellow on top of the yellow for the foul.
It's not softly. Well, yeah, it should have
Yeah,
probably.
but-
If it is because it was soft, then it should have been a second yellow.
yeah.
But I think the rule is that any head action
any
towards a
towards
player,
face or whatever.
no
yeah,
matter
it's a red
what
card.
it is a red card. So,
Yeah.
do you think it should have been sent off as well?
Yeah.
I think so,
Out of consistency.
even for the
When I
kick out.
first saw it, I thought no, and then when I saw a replay, a bit slower, even if you slowed it down 100 times, you see the head go towards Rashford's.
Exactly the same thing.
It's by the rule book, it's a red card at the end of the day. So, silly from Rashford.
Yeah, but he learned from that.
Yeah, exactly. I like Rashford. I think he should probably start more games.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
It doesn't fit the Mourinho
Yeah, it's
philosophy.
just trouble.
What the Mourinho philosophy of let's not play youngsters.
Yeah.
And
And also the fact he wants to express himself, doesn't he?
As a United fan, what team would you like to see play?
Oh, so that's quite a hard question, actually.
So obviously, you got De Gea.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'd start. I'm sure it's been incredible
It's
this
been
year.
great, yeah, Shaw's been great.
Turnaround.
A little bit of confidence, back up the England team. Luke Shaw is one of the best.
Looking at
He's the
Luke
best
Shaw.
English defending left
Right
back.
now, yeah.
Definitely.
Looking
Oh, he
at
always
Luke
has
Shaw,
been.
Wow, when he broke his leg, he's come back from that a bit. Yeah, can we play?
So you have De Gea, left back of Shaw. Your
As
middle
centre
two.
backs, I'd probably pick Bailey. I like Bailey.
I'm
Next
surprised
to
that
him.
Tuanzebe was allowed to go on loan because
they
played well together in pre-season.
So anyone
to be
next to
fair,
him,
I would have kept
there's not
Jones
much between
Smalling.
them.
I wouldn't have.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't.
Smalling's suddenly gone down. Jones is always
Jones, isn't he? He's always going to mess up at some point.
You'd say any other centre back, Lindelof?
Pretty much. I don't rate him either. I don't rate any of them three. So just chuck whoever you want there, really. Yeah. Fellaini.
He probably would do a better job.
Yeah,
he did yesterday. Yeah. Right back.
That's Valencia, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, I'd probably I'd start Fellaini, to be quite honest. I think he brings something different to the team.
He actually did a lot more. Bringing the ball down.
Yeah, he wins everything.
He did a lot more the bringing the ball down and actually did a lot more passing.
Yeah, I think he.
And he was slotting into like a back three, weren't he?
So
made a lot of headers.
Definitely have him in the team. I'd probably drop Pogba.
Yeah.
I think he's been this season. Last season, I thought he done okay. This year,
do you know you just made the title of the video?
And I've seen nothing from him.
Pogba.
Yeah, but I've not seen anything from him this year.
So who would you play in the midfield three as they are playing?
I'd have Fellaini. I don't know really. It's quite tough.
4-3-3.
But a lot of the United fans were complaining that when you play Matic and Fellaini, you're too defensive.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? So that's quite hard.
4-3-3.
What about Pereira?
Matic.
I think he's a good player. I think he's done quite a bit for United since coming back. So yeah,
I've always remember Pereira's always had great pre-seasons for United,
but then he
goes.
Yeah, he hasn't kicked on for it, has he?
What would you have then? As you were saying, 4-3-3.
Oh no, 4-3-3. I would. The defence can be disputed by everyone because every centre back isn't exactly.
Yeah, any centre back player.
They don't have a Van Dijk or a Company.
I would have a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, etc., etc. But I would have one holding midfielder, which would be Matic, and then another kind of ish holding midfielder, which would be Herrera.
Oh yeah, Herrera.
And then I would let.
He gives you a bit of Danny Herrera.
And then I would let Pogba.
I know you hate him.
let Pogba express himself. Just literally. Everyone
people say this, let him express himself, but at Juventus, he was a CDM, different league, easy to do. You sit there, no one attacks you.
It's walking pace. And I think that's what he's still playing at walking pace. I don't think.
I've said to you many times, I've said to many of my friends who are United fans, Ferguson saw something in him when he was younger that he sold him. I know a lot of it was to do with his agent.
Yeah, it was a funny one. But
he saw something that was like
the Pogba you saw for France at the World Cup and the Pogba for United.
Look at the players around him.
Two different players.
The players around him. Totally
he doesn't even look up for though. He just sort of turns up and just wants to show off his new haircut. Really, that's the trouble.
He's a brand. He is a brand, isn't he?
Brings money to the club.
So if Lukaku gets injured though, is Rashford a replacement or not?
Well, after there's not too many other strikers there, really.
No, he wouldn't match the style of play that they need. The way that they're playing is quite slow. It's not like burst pace. Lukaku holds up the ball well, not perfect, but holds it up.
He's getting better.
Get better. But Rashford won't do that. Rashford will be more running behind, chase defenders.
There'll be a gap between the midfield and attack.
Yeah, Rashford will always be that winger.
What kind of player? Because I still don't think your team is complete. Obviously, we'd take away defence completely. What player up the pitch, midfield / striker? What type of player do you think you need?
A ball battling.
Someone who can pick a pass. I don't think we've got that.
They've already got that. You've got Pogba that can pick a pass. I think you need a ball battling winner.
That's
so
someone who brings energy.
Someone like Yaya Toure. I know Yaya Toure's gone to Olympiacos, but someone like Yaya Toure, where he'll literally either keep it incredibly simple, bam, pass to the sideways, dash.
Is it pick up Ndidi from Leicester? Yeah, obviously not him, but that type of player.
Or
Fabinho.
Or Gay from
Idrissa Gay.
Literally just picks out the ball.
It's kind of like Kante, isn't it? Yeah.
So literally just pick out the ball, either run, pass.
I think we pretty much navigate Idrissa Gay.
Yeah, they're all the same.
It's the Senegalese, Cameroonian thing, yeah.
But then I think they need energy.
What do you think of Mourinho though? Is this the start? Is this a start of a good run for United? It came at the wrong time, international break. Is it a start or Mourinho to go still?
He just needs to stop talking. Just get down and get results.
Yeah.
Stop talking. I don't like the whole thing with the press.
At the end of the day, he's had an incredible career, but stop bringing back on it. You didn't see Ferguson saying when he had tough times, be like,
how many times did Ferguson rebuild a team and have a little bit of a thing?
Yeah.
So
the problem is as well, you can understand fans of other clubs hating him, But when your own fans start to hate him, you look at Eddie Howe, Klopp, especially Klopp. Everyone loves Klopp.
Yeah.
Because he never blames his players.
Yeah.
He never blames the.
Mourinho's negative attitude. I think then the team.
I saw that last season.
I think that's what.
When he started to say, "Oh, you're not very good." Look at Luke Shaw. What?
Yeah.
How can you treat someone like that?
Yeah, and then this season he's so good as well.
Okay, last game, guys. We had Watford 2, Spurs 1. Watford 4 wins from 4. Bloody didn't think that was going to happen, did you? Thing is, how they're playing, you don't know. With Deeney and Cathcart, and then they even scored Spurs goal with Decore scoring an own goal. Spurs did dominate possession, 66% to 35. That definitely is wrong, to 34. Spurs had 11 shots, but only 2 on target. Watford had 7 with 3. Spurs had 532 passes to Watford's 290 passes. On paper, Spurs dominated but still lost. Even with Spurs with their 3 wins, watching them play, I personally think there's something missing.
There always has been. It's just another typical Spurs. I think that it's a typical Spurs performance. I think that one.
Yeah. Well, do you remember the first time they did it? I think it was the first game of the season years ago. Liverpool just sold a lot of their spine. Alonso went, Mascherano went. We played Spurs. Asuakota scored a free kick.
I remember.
And then Spurs. I think that season. I think they went in the Champions League that season. But everyone hated Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
He was playing left back, and they lost. So they lost so many games with Gareth Bale at left back. He came out of the team and then he went back in the team as a left winger, and then obviously what happened from there. But I've watched Spurs this season already, and it does always seem that there's something missing.
But I don't know what it is though.
No, I don't know. You look at
I think that's going to be the next question.
Their bench. Like,
that is life's question. That is literally like
It's always been the Spurs.
What are Spurs missing? Like they bought pace in with Lucas Moura up front.
He's started this season so well.
I just don't know what they're missing.
Yeah, quite well. I think.
Well, you got to think the same when they signed Berbatov and Jermaine Defoe. They were very good, but there was something missing there.
I don't know what it is.
So you go through their team. Obviously, Lloris had this drink driving thing, so he didn't play. I believe that's why he didn't play.
That's fair enough.
So you got Lloris normally.
I don't do drink driving.
You got Kieran Trippier.
No,
Kieran Trippier, solid. Any of their defenders, Sanchez,
Alderweireld,
solid.
Yeah.
Left back with Danny Rose or Ben Davis, solid. I think Ben Davis is better than Danny Rose at the moment. You got midfield wise, Moussa Dembele don't play as much as he should, I don't think. Who else there in midfield?
Obviously got
Eriksen.
Yeah. Which on his day, if he's not
without
playing,
Eriksen, I think Spurs are terrible.
Oh yeah, if he has an off day, I think Spurs have an off day.
So you got Eriksen, Dele Alli, who
I hate him.
he has a good few games this season, but I don't think he's great. He was terrible for England in the World Cup. Lucas Moura seems to be okay. He's only just got into, obviously, he joined last season. And then you got Son, who obviously has been at the Asia Games. Yeah. Obviously, he can come back now.
Won, didn't they? Well?
Yes, how weird is that? They don't have to do national service because they won. It's so weird. Son to come back. And then Harry Kane up front. I don't think Harry played. Everyone's saying about Harry Kane in the World Cup. I think he had a terrible World Cup.
Just penalties, I think. I think he was lucky to get that goal.
Yeah, I think there was one game where he started to hold up the ball for the other players, and I thought, Harry Kane's coming. And it's hard that I find it embarrassing, kind of, that he won the Golden Boot
on penalties.
It was like Rooney for England. No. But I think we have no other options really.
For England,
yeah. No. But yeah, I definitely. England. We won't talk about England. Screw that. But Harry Kane. If Eriksen ain't on it, Harry Kane doesn't normally take the burden onto his shoulders. I don't think
he doesn't get the link up in the service.
I don't think he can. There's something he can finish.
Yeah,
he's a finisher.
That's unbelievable finishing. But I think
if it's not on
his game,
yeah, 100%. So I don't think that's what's missing though, because they got the players around him to feed him. And you can't say that Harry Kane's amazing. That's what Harry Kane's there to do, finish. and he finishes.
Does his job.
So
he's good at it.
I'm not slating him as such. He does what he's hired to do at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But like you say, I can't put my finger on what's wrong with Spurs. Not the manager.
No, I think he's a great manager.
Yeah, definitely.
The stadium has been packed out for the last few seasons. The new stadium will probably be packed out, hopefully. The one that looks like the
If they ever
Emirates.
go there.
So it's just literally to me like, what can they do?
Is it just Spurs? They're cursed.
Yeah.
Spurs
Is it?
are cursed.
Yeah, it's just
Because they've got good players, but Ericsson wasn't a big name when they brought him. Ali wasn't a big name. He was an up-and-coming prospect. Harry Kane, same thing. Lucas Moura was known because of FIFA, basically, wasn't it? A lot of players are because of FIFA.
90 pace, yeah, put him in my team.
Lloris, at the time, he was known, but again, FIFA. None of their players are that player where you go, oh, Man United have just signed Pogba.
Yeah,
they don't have
stands out.
They have great
They've got that
players.
franchise we said earlier.
Is that what's missing? A bit of star power.
Yeah.
They sell their players. If you
Bit of spotlight. They're missing a little bit of spotlight.
Bale, are they missing Bale?
after all these years, they miss a player like Bale.
Yeah.
I think it just is just that extra.
Ronaldo is decent.
Yeah, when he's there.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comment section below, because
No one knows.
I don't know. When you look at their team, even their bench with Moussa Dembele and things, and Son's normally on the bench. For Tongan or Alderweireld is on the bench. Danny Rose on the bench. Yeah, I don't know what's missing. Which comes on to, who is Spurs' main man? We kind of.
Harry Kane.
Oh yeah. Well,
You think it's Harry Kane?
Yeah.
I think
it's
about Ericsson. I don't think Harry Kane scores half the goals he does. So
I think Ericsson is.
Harry Kane.
Ericsson's
Yes,
unbelievable.
he has to put in the goals. So at the end of the day, who apart from Ericsson and everyone like that, you can create to put the.
I don't think he creates like Ericsson though. Ali, I don't think he does much really.
If Ericsson weren't there, Harry Kane wouldn't have those chances as much, I don't think.
No,
Personally.
He has to score, no matter who plays.
but he still is there. I think just because the scores.
But if you had, say, a Firmino, a Lukaku, a Glenn Murray,
someone
if he
else.
got that fed with
Service.
those players around him, Danny Ings, they'd probably
They'd
score.
probably score a few goals still.
Harry Kane does have something special about him.
Oh yeah, I mean,
not
don't take
saying
it away
that.
from him.
Yeah,
But
I think it's Ericsson.
yeah, I think I have to agree.
But
with
then
you.
you look, he was quiet against Watford.
Yeah, and they lost. So
Yeah. Obviously, Watford has started last season with good form, and it tailed off towards the end. Well, tailed off quite quick.
yeah, I think
Five,
before the
6,
end,
7 games in. They're still up there for quite a bit
a
of
few
it.
months maybe.
Can they consistently do it now with the team that they have?
We'll see, won't we?
So you've got Troy Deeney and Gray. They're still quite fresh together.
Yeah, that's quite. I like the sound of that partnership though.
Yeah.
The big and little guy.
Pereira,
Yeah, he's been playing really well.
he's decent. He scored. They've got a solid defence, really.
Yeah, I really like that Hoblas.
Yeah. Hoblas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he's
Junior
been-
Holbass.
Yeah,
Hoblas.
he's been playing really well for them.
yeah, and they've got good squad players. So do you think they can actually carry it on then?
Yeah, I don't see why.
No,
not.
I'd
The
say
way they're playing, the
from
way
what
they're
I've seen-
pressing, the passion going on, while they're actually playing for each other. You can. I think
Who's their manager at the moment?
Javi Garcia.
Yeah,
He's a decent manager. Isn't
he's not too bad.
he? He's a
So
decent.
I reckon Europa League for them maybe.
Garcia,
Top
right.
8.
Do you think Europa League?
Do you reckon they can push top 6 if they keep going?
Well, yeah.
Well, they push the title and they keep going on.
Oh well, yeah.
Beat Liverpool.
yeah.
What do you think?
What do you think? What does Cooper think?
don't know.
Cooper, what do you?
But
Oh, that's in the winning.
yeah, it literally depends on squad depth, injuries, doesn't it? With a lot of teams, obviously.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
But
I
at the
don't know if
moment,
they rely on anybody.
Watford play good football. They, I think it was for August God of the Month. Andre Gray and Deeney, they passed up the pitch and then he cut it back and he volleyed it. It's a great goal. I think they could do well. I think they can keep it up. I think they will finish in the top half. Top 8 will be a great achievement.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I can't remember where they finished last season, to be fair.
I don't think they were.
10th.
Yeah, so it's
between
still about-
13th and 10th.
So top half of the table, maybe if they carry on pushing Europa.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that'd be their goal.
Fair enough. So obviously, international break now. Liverpool top of the table with 12 points, followed by Chelsea.
It's all goal difference.
Yeah, it's one goal difference, and Watford. City on 10. Then you've got a big gap of like 9s, a big bunch of 9s, and then at the bottom you've got West Ham on 0.
Oh.
Yeah, the only
Not
team
blowing bubbles no more, are they?
Well,
Obviously,
definitely getting popped,
blowing
yeah,
bubble.
100%.
Well, that's a 0, isn't it?
But yeah, like I said, there's going to be no score prediction show because there is none. So a great week really to start the show. Obviously, it's new. We're going to work some stuff out, maybe set wise, how we present it. It's new. If there's any suggestions, please let us know down in the comments. And obviously, anything you agree with or disagree with, also put down in the comments. In the description down below is our Instagram. We've been doing quite well on Instagram.
We got a like, didn't we?
Yeah, we've got some followers on Instagram. Every single Premier League game on Instagram and Twitter. Twitter, there's a poll, and you can just leave down in the comments on Instagram of match day fixtures to let us know what you think the score prediction will be.
And more dogs.
And more dogs.
Everyone likes a little dog,
Yeah.
don't they?
So with videos coming forward, like I said, we'll be doing score predictions. We're going to be having goal recreations, which will probably be in a Friday video with score predictions.
Terrible.
It's
Don't look
going to
forward
be
to
I'll
fun.
basically do them all because I'm a wizard.
Okay. We're going to do a transfer roundup kind of how players have gone. 4 games in, we might come back to it maybe 20 games, 14 games in as well. And if there's anything you want us to talk about, like I say, put it down in the comments below. You guys got Twitter? Any of you got Twitter?
I have Twitter. Can't remember my Twitter.
Don't really
Can't
know
remember.
anything.
I will try and find their Twitters then and put it down in the description below.
It's basically retweets of Portsmouth.
If you want to ask them any questions or ask me any questions, retweet to Portsmouth, yeah. Put them down below or go on Instagram or Twitter, like I said again. Anything else, lads?
Also, let us know what you want us to do.
I've said that.
Have you?
Yeah.
I was concentrating.
That's what
Just
that whole
repeat his
bit.
whole section.
I was literally my whole
concentrating
section.
on the
But yeah, so we'll be back over the weekend with a transfer rating roundouts video. But yeah, don't forget
and
to
Portsmouth highlights.
that won't be happening. Don't forget to share this on social media and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Like I say, it will get better hopefully. And hit the notification bell. It will allow you to know when all of the videos go up on the channel. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.
Wait, come on,
That's
Dougie.
a wave.
Wait.
I don't know, just bye.
Don't know.
Just let it like.
Just say-